Hello everyone and welcome back to another video where today we're going to talk with Zeldafan901 about the recent Silent Hill 1 remake announcement that just happened that is confirmed to be with Bloober Team, obviously Konami, but Bloober Team is the creator of Silent Hill 2's remake and they've worked on many other projects beforehand. But Silent Hill 2 remake was actually their first combat game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that. But it's also, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do from here because they said that they were gonna stop making psychological horror games, which basically every single game before, I'd assume Chronos: The New Dawn has been, which is gonna be their upcoming game as well. And so yeah, now they're confirmed for two projects, being Chronos: The New Dawn and the upcoming Silent Hill 1 remake. And Zelda fan, you have been playing through Silent Hill 1 for the first time, so I thought you were the best pick to talk to on
yes.
something like this. So, how's that going, I guess?
It's going pretty well. I went through this. I stopped at the school section of the game, and yeah, I just started focusing on other stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because I've seen a lot of your other gameplays you've played so far of other older titles in the past.
Hmm.
I think the school section is probably one of my favorite areas out of any
Yeah.
Silent Hill game in general. So I mean, here's the thing: like Silent Hill 1, the original itself, it's the graphics and everything like for its time is really iconic, and they utilize that in a way that I think is very very well done. So I know Silent Hill 2 is obviously the same way in a sense. It's a PS2 title, so it's going to be akin to more to the titles back then and utilizing that software or whatever the engine they had at the time to make very good with horror, I should say. And I think Silent Hill 1 is another one of those things, but it's going to be very obvious that Silent Hill is a franchise, Konami under the helm of that. I'm pretty sure they're just going to be continuing off with Unreal Engine 5 with this. So I'm kind of curious what
Yeah,
the
definitely.
aesthetics are going to be like. So what would you be like your worries, I guess? Because this is what I really wanted to talk about.
My only worry is that the fact they might screw up the combat like before.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Silent Hill 2 remake. I've had some. You've played you've played some of Silent Hill 2 remake, right? Or did you play through it all? Or
I played through it some of it without even recording it. I might recorded some of it on my second channel, but my second channel is pretty dead at this point.
yeah, yeah. I saw some of that. I didn't record or stream any of it, but I played through it on PC, and I'm actually going through replaying it soon fully on PlayStation. So that's gonna be interesting because they do feel a little bit different. But I played through that. You played some of it. How did you feel about the gameplay? I guess the combat. I mean.
It's not bad per se, but it's not really up to par with the original. I actually have the HD collection with me. If I can get it.
Oh yeah,
Let me just show y'all this copy of HD collection for Xbox 360 right here.
yeah for
Alright,
sure.
that was
I could probably like put it on here if you want me to take from your video or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, sure, definitely.
Because I can't see through here, but um, I know you. I know what you're talking about. Is it the PS3 or the Xbox 360? You said Xbox 360.
It says Xbox 360.
Yeah, I have that version too. Although I only have the digital version. But yeah, I feel like Silent Hill's combat has always been very very clunky and one of those games where they're not necessarily the best with that. But I always thought that the Silent Hill games, in its own right, I guess, is like I don't really know how to put it, but I think its combat is perfect with the horror in the sense that you really don't need to have that great of combat in order to emit great horror for the
Yeah,
players. But at the same time, Silent Hill 2's remake, what I do appreciate with that game is that it definitely leans more into combat territory, I feel like, compared to the other games, aside from maybe Homecoming. I could be wrong with Downpour. I've never really played through Downpour all the way. So I'm not sure what's in comparison there, but I know Silent Hill F is going to lean a lot more into that as well. Although I think in F you're not going to use any weapons. So, but I will say for one thing.
Oh,
Uh,
memories, right? Like memories.
what was that?
Like shattered memories
Oh
on the
yeah, yeah.
Wii.
You're right. You're right. Shattered Memories is also another. That is the first one, right? I think it's the first Silent Hill game. Yeah, to not include any combat with melee weapons either. But I think F is. I mean, not both melee weapons and guns. I meant to say. Sorry, I meant to say Silent Hill F doesn't include any guns or something like that. I think, and it's only melee weapons. But that's going to be really interesting on how they're going to do that. But I always thought that Silent Hill 1 felt more clean when it comes down to the gameplay in terms of its melee weapons. I mean, and the combat felt a little more smooth. Maybe some might disagree with me with that, but I think Silent Hill 1 does it better than something like 2 even. So I'm kind of wonder
Right.
if they're going to do that with the remake, is if they'll try to make it better. But yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um.
yeah. Oh, sorry, you can go.
Yeah. What was I gonna? I was gonna say like I haven't played through Downport. It's on my list of games I want to play. Definitely Shattered Memories for sure as well.
Oh yeah.
You can go ahead.
Um, I I do have to list down some of my worries for this game though. So Silent
Okay.
Hill 2 remake, as a lot of people do really like that game. They like that game a lot, and I have nothing against that at all. It's a very popular game, and a lot of people love it. Probably even more than the original Silent Hill 2 at this point, but I could be wrong.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
what was that?
I said, oh yeah, definitely. Like some people actually do like the remake.
Oh yeah, it's become a pretty popular icon to where people you see online is like a lot of people really love and appreciate that game, where they put in like their top five either best horror games or like the best scariest game they've ever played or something like that, which I've never really fully understood. And when it comes down to Silent Hill 1 getting a full remake, I am very worried because Silent Hill 2 remake didn't find it scary at all. And I didn't think that it was that great of a game compared to the others. Now surely I do believe wholeheartedly that I probably like Silent Hill 2's remake more than let's say some of the prior games. Don't get me wrong, I do like it more than something like maybe Homecoming, or obviously the short message and stuff, and maybe even Downpour. I'll see what happens at the end, but um
It's definitely shit.
oh yeah. But I don't know. I'm just I'm a bit worried about what they're gonna do with it, because at the end of the day, it's I don't want to push it down on Bloober Team because I've never played a game of theirs outside of two's remake. I know they've gotten a lot of hate on other games that they've made that are very controversial, unfortunately. But I have some hope that the combat would be fun, but I don't have much hope in the horror aspects of things, considering Silent Hill 2's remake didn't live up to my expectations personally. So, me personally, I am not very excited for something like Silent Hill 1's remake, unfortunately. The only thing I'm really excited about is the fact that I can compare and rank them, which kind of sucks. So I wanted to hear your opinion. Like, what are you excited for this game, or optimistic, or how do you feel about it? I guess.
Well, the way I feel about it is I'm very hyped about it as someone who played some of the original,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I know for your first time playing or going through Silent Hill in the middle of it, do you find it scary so far? I mean, the original game.
It had some messed up stuff in it for sure, but I find it kind of scary. Not really that all that scary.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree with you. I don't know how you feel about Silent Hill 2's horror, but I felt like that one was much more scarier than the first one, in my opinion. But
Yeah, three is supposed to be the scariest of them, of the three, I think.
oh yeah, I've heard about that. I still have yet to get into that game. I really want to though. That'd be really cool.
Uh, the furthest I got with 3 was like at the book puzzle, the Shakespeare puzzle, and I couldn't get past that at all.
Oh yeah. I actually heard about that. I actually heard about that puzzle before. I didn't know anything about it, but I've heard about that puzzle. Don't you have to like look it up or something?
On hard difficulties, it actually has you require the knowledge of Shakespeare, I do believe.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's like a knowledge test, but like when the internet isn't as good in like 2003, it's probably really hard back then.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh, as for Silent Hill 2, I'm at the hotel, the Wood Creek or apartment or whatever,
I
and that's really about it.
I think that's a great example though. The Woodside Apartments or the Creek or I think there's a Blue Creek after that.
Yeah, I think it's Blue Creek.
Yeah, that was the scare. That was one of the scariest parts of the game, and that was one of like the introductory areas to pretty much darkness. And that was my biggest problem with Silent Hill 2's remake was the fact that when you play through that game, it
Hmm.
when you get to that part at least, you have all these windows that are somewhat open. I mean, obviously in the original, it's a similar feeling to it, but it's much lighter in the remake, and there's a lot of lights that are extremely annoying in a lot of areas in Silent Hill 2's remake, and it really ruins it for me. And I wish those lights just didn't exist there. But something I will give Silent Hill 2's remake is if we compare it to other remakes in modern day, like Silent Hill 2's remake, 3 remake, 4 remake, a lot of those, maybe not so much Silent Hill, I mean, not Silent, sorry, Resident Evil 4, maybe not so much Resident Evil
Oh,
4 because Resident Evil 4, the original, they had a lot of atmosphere in there, but it didn't rely mainly on music in most of the areas that you go through. The difference between that and 2 and 3 is that 2 and 3, in almost every single room pretty much, you have some kind of soundtrack going through that admits atmosphere. And I think Resident Evil 1 remake is probably the best of that. But that was a 2002 game. So that goes all the way back. But something I will give Silent Hill 2's remake is that despite being third person or modernized or very based on the recent Resident Evil remakes as well as the Dead Space remake, I think that Silent Hill 2 does a very good job with its music. Akira Yamaoka, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, does a very good job with
logo,
that.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does a very good job, and they keep that in the game. They don't remove it like they do in RE2 and RE3. So I appreciate the hell out of that, and I really hope that Silent Hill 1 does the exact same thing.
As far as the release date goes, when do you think it will be?
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. Let's think about this real quick. Silent Hill Ascension, that started in 2023, ended in 2024. Obviously, a show doesn't matter as much, but that was their opening thing for Silent Hill, unfortunately. Um, and then
Oh
there
yeah.
was also Silent Hill: The Short Message, which is supposed to introduce Silent Hill fans into it. And then we finally get to our first mainline title, which was 2 Remake back in, I believe, September of last year. I could be wrong. And we also have Silent Hill F coming in September 25th of this year. I'm also curious, when are they going to do Silent Hill 2's Born from a Wish? I hope they do that. But yeah, so it's not even been a year since the last game. And I know that Konami is really, really pushing for the Silent Hill IP. So if they got Bloober Team, I would suspect they would probably get Bloober Team onto this production and development after the success of Silent Hill 2's remake, because how good that was to the population or the audience, whatever. That's probably what happened. So I would probably expect that they got onto it early 2025, if not late 2024. So actually, let me look it up real quick. Silent Hill 2's remake. 3 years. So Silent Hill 2's
Oh
remake
yeah.
was in development for 3 years. And actually, another thing to bring up though, Silent Hill 2's remake, I don't like the other world. I love the other world in the remake. I just don't like how it's accurate to the canon of the original Silent Hill 2 because it shares more of the otherworld aspects of Silent Hill 1, 3, and Homecoming than it does actually 2, which, 2 has a completely different otherworld than those games, but instead they used that for basically the remake. So I would maybe they're going to reuse the same aspects, or I mean assets, possibly for Silent Hill 3 especially, because you've returned to the same locations, or some of the same locations from 2, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
the first one as well. So maybe that'll make it easier. Otherwise, if it's going to be 3 years, I would suspect maybe 2027 at the earliest.
Oh yeah,
I know it's 2 years ago from now, but I feel like I mean I'd hope they're not going to rush it, but I mean really who knows, because it's Konami. But yeah, that's a good question though. I don't know when they're gonna release it, but I would suspect after maybe Townfall. Maybe Townfall will release next year. But
definitely.
that's a yeah, or maybe Born from a Wish maybe next year too. It really depends on how far they're gonna push the IP, because Konami really wants it to happen.
Yeah.
So what we have to look forward to at this point is going to be Silent Hill F in September. We don't know when the Silent Hill 1 remake is going to happen, but I would assume after Townfall, although that's not confirmed. In fact, we don't even know what's going on with Townfall, considering Annapurna. I think they're having problems right now, but I could be wrong. And there's also the Silent Hill movie, which I don't think it'll have much correlation with an effect on the games. They've
Right.
they definitely shouldn't release all in one year though, considering that didn't work out in like 2012. Like Silent Hill Downpour, the HD collection, Book of Memories, and they had Silent Hill Revelation. They released like four. That was not a that was not a good year for horror. Like that killed off Silent Hill and almost Resident Evil. They had like Resident Evil Revelations, 6,
It was
Operation Raccoon
yeah.
City. Yeah, and they had like a movie. They had two. They had two movies that year of Resident Evil. They had Damnation, the CGI movie, and they also had what was the other one? It was I think it was Retribution, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, as far as like Silent Hill goes, it definitely died off in the year 2012, and probably in some cases might have been better off as a dead franchise to begin with.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if they didn't come back with it with a two remake, despite how I feel with certain instances of it, it's definitely picking up popularity. And if they didn't go through with it and they just went with Ascension, oh god, that would be even the short message. I actually enjoyed the short message. I mean, I don't like it that much, but I don't think it was the worst game ever. But I don't think it's the best
I
Silent Hill
mean,
game. But yeah.
in some ways, I guess it was a teaser to show off what Silent Hill could be.
Hmm. I mean, considering Silent Hill, the short message, has a lot of relation, or we really don't know if it has a lot of relation on this. I actually made a video on this about the connections of Silent
Mm.
Hill F and Silent Hill, the short message. It might possibly have, but it is not exactly confirmed yet. Obviously, F takes place in the 60s, short message takes place in 2022. And it's very likely that they're going to connect the two. Not that it's really going to bring any new players to the short message, but I would actually absolutely love it if they made more games like the short message. Like, I don't think it was like that special or anything. Obviously, it was kind of something nice they did after PT in a way, or because they took down PT, which really they should still have up, honestly. But I think they should
Mm.
probably make more little titles of that from like if they really want to go with Western studios, because considering Silent Hill is going to basically be Western companies or whatever you want to call other companies that obviously aren't Team Silent since they're gone. But I hope for the best for Silent Hill 1 remake. I really truly do, and I hope I do like it. But I also hope that Bloober Team kills it with this, and I hope they don't think too much of themselves and just go with, oh, hey, we made Silent Hill 2 remake, so we can pull this off so easily, right? Like, I want to be blown away. Like, I don't want it to feel like the same thing. Obviously, F is going to continue off the same, like, combat design almost in a way from 2 remake. It's going to follow off that same vibe, which I assume is going to branch off into the next mainline Silent Hill games. With that being said, though, Silent Hill 1 Remake has been announced, and it is coming for who knows what year. I'm excited. I know you're
Yeah.
excited. I know I'm excited, probably for the wrong reasons, but I hope that they do the best and they make me happy with the game, and that it'll give a good rating from me, and you, of course. And
Yeah,
yeah, this has been a great time talking with Zeldafan901 about Silent Hill 1's remake. If you guys enjoy the video, leave a like and subscribe. Go check out his channel. It will be in the description down below as well as the pinned comment. And yeah, we have the best hope. Hopefully, Silent Hill 1 remake will deliver. With that being said,
definitely.
thank you guys for watching. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye bye.